Hey guys, look what time it is. Another installment of the Industrial Belt Railway video series. All this is off the cuff and I have nothing scripted, so if we make mistakes, you're just going to have to bear with me. The first thing I wanted to show everybody was the TV. You see the new home. I went ahead and made myself a little bit of a makeshift living room in the corner here of the basement. So I got myself a little place of my own now instead of everything being scattered all over this basement. Like I was saying in the last video, the TV has been removed from the wall. So we don't have anything now in the way, and I've taken down anything on the walls, like the clock used to be here. I might have had a couple of signs or that. Even at the end, as you can see, that little rectangular shaped hole, that's where the light switch used to be for that sump pump closet. I've moved that to the other side of the wall, so get that out of the way. So I do have patchwork to do. I got that hole there, the bolt holes there from the TV, and then the previous residents, I don't know if you can see, left a whole bunch of holes in that wall there just for fun. So I need to get this patched and sanded and prepped. Not much. I'm only going to do from the table to the drop ceiling. I'm not going to worry about underneath. Just this section over here too. Not much, but enough when you got back problems like I've got and mobility issues. We'll come back to that backdrop in a second. Real quick, we organized all of my bins underneath. Maybe one day I do like a curtain or something to block all of it, when I paint the framework and do a fascia. To be a name dropper, the world famous Tom Johnson, I was talking to him that I wanted to do sorry for the shaking, trying to adjust, I brought it a little closer for the clock, because I don't feel like getting up, my back hurts. Okay, the world famous Tom Johnson and I were consulting the other day. I wanted to model the fall like he does. And I like a real gray overcast day with the trees in the background and maybe even a little drizzle. So I don't want to do a blue background. So he was helping me with coming up with a proper shade of gray that'll look right. So I went to Sherwin-Williams. Traded in a can of paint that we had bought previously, and they mixed gray. I hope I get the right color. I'm sure if I don't, everyone's going to let me know. But it's the best I can do. The next step would be to paint the plywood tops some type of dark color in case I miss any scenery detail. Just real quick, before my business went under because of my health issues, I got 2 bins over here of Walther's kits that I amassed up back when I did have the business and had money. So I do have a good start. There's 3 bins worth of motive power rolling stock and cabooses. And underneath here, I've got all of those little plastic shoe boxes there full of track. So I think that's enough to get me going. We did add another 2-foot by 6-foot. Sorry for the crappy production values here. The peninsula now is 2 feet wide by 12 feet. Along with the main table, the drop-down section, which I have it down this time. Last time in the video it was up. And a 2-foot by 7-foot here is where TMKX Locomotive Leasing is going to go, like I mentioned last time. So in all total, we are looking at about 2 feet wide by 42 feet. I think that is more than enough for somebody in my situation. I'm probably going to be dusting the ground before this is ever completed. But it gives me something to do until that day happens. Now that I cheered everybody up for the evening, I'll go ahead and show you. Got some overflow bins over here. I set up a new little shipping receiving section for Fat Caboose Depot. So this is where all of your orders would get processed and get ready to be shipped out. Don't forget to check out, on the page, when I do offer things for sale up on the page. Eventually, there is going to be a Fat Caboose Depot Facebook page. I'm working on that currently. And then again, we just come back around to my little living room setup. You know, I'm hoping maybe when I get some money, when the disability kicks in, I can maybe do a little bit of a throw rug here, you know, instead of looking at all this ugly blue and white tile, as you can see. But plenty of room, move around, plenty of room here to work with. As you can see, I did do a 3-foot wide aisleway from that peninsula to that back closet, so if they do ever have to get in there, at least it's there's enough opening. Sorry there's not much a whole lot more now that I can show you. Been having some problems with my back, and like I said, some mobility issues lately, especially with the weather change. It's really been bugging me. So I was hoping to have painted this wall over the weekend, but as you can see, that didn't happen. I didn't even get to the point where I could patch up all the holes and prep the wall, but I did vacuum, get rid of all the cobwebs, spider webs, dead bugs hanging in that the previous residents left us. Plus a lot of organization down here, the best I could. But I guess you'll have to stay tuned for another video. The last thing I'm just going to say is down at the end of this peninsula, at the very end, there's going to be a diamond where the IBR crosses over the NS. I'm going to have possibly, I might be doing a small little interchange yard with about 3 tracks over there. And then I was going to have a track that curves off of the table that'll look like it parallels the NS main line, and somewhere, you know, over here in the middle of nowhere here is where the tracks would link up, and that's where they would interchange cars. I may do a removable staging cassette on wheels where I could build a train and then simulate that we're backing the cars, you know, onto the interchange track into the yard, and then the IBR locomotive can do its job and then pull things out. Over here with another name drop, my friend Justin Grayson, we're looking at about where the peninsula starts. This section here, we're looking at about 5.5 feet worth of 3 blocks worth of street running. And then the coil train will go right through a residential neighborhood down the middle of the street, which will be 15th Street. And right about here where it bends, where that box is at, is where we're going to start Franklin Steel. They'll do the switching here. The track's going to break into 2, go across this little lift bridge part, and going to go onto this part here into the locomotive leasing. What I'm doing down here and that right now, I'm not 100% yet. I do have a list of industries, but it's going to be a couple of weeks yet before we start laying some track, and then that'll probably be the next video, or I might just do a real quick one next, just to show the painting that's been done and see what you guys think of that gray that I picked. But whether it's good or not, that's all it's going to be. I'm not repainting. This is going to take all I can just to get this done. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's nothing too spectacular, but, you know, we're moving along. Things will start getting more involved by the next couple of videos. So hopefully you'll stay tuned. And don't forget to subscribe to Fat Caboose Depot on YouTube, where this video will be uploaded along with other model and prototype videos. So I appreciate it. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.